And before we talk about what the best settings are right now, most of these settings are based on personal preferences, and there are still some settings which need to be talked about because their effect has been altered because of the new gameplay changes. And I made a video about the best settings 2 months ago, and in that video I not only explained what the best settings are, but I also explained visually what those settings actually do and how they work, and I explained that about each and every setting. In one frame I explained what this setting does if it's turned off, and in the other one I explained that what this setting does if the setting is on. So if you want to learn about how these settings work, you should definitely check that video out. First of all, we have virtual stick size, which is purely based on personal preference, but I do like to turn this setting on because larger virtual stick is just better. Next up we have floating virtual stick, and I also like this setting on because it offers me smoother and more fluid and dynamic movement. I've seen some people say that their movement feels better when this setting is off, but I have tested this so many times and not even once I felt that turning this setting off was the better choice, and even all the pro players turned this setting on. Next up is the button size, and it is also based on personal preference, but I do like to have larger button size because shorter button size has more room for error and mistakes. Next up is large button spacing, and I like to have this setting off because again, larger button spacing means larger space to drag your finger, and it can also lead to mistakes. Next up is game controls, which is purely based on personal preference, but I think 99% players turn this setting off. Next up is gestures only, and you don't really want to turn this setting on because then most of your buttons disappear, and I have explained this in my previous settings guide as well. Next one is change attack direction at halftime. I used to have this setting on because I like to have the actual football experience where you change your attacking direction at halftime, but in this game, because of the joystick and the button placement, when you're attacking from right to left, it is impossible to use the tap passing in the opposition half, because if you tap on that side, instead of making the pass, the floating virtual stick will come in contact and the whole play will be ruined. So that is why now I like to have this setting off, and I only attack from one direction, and it offers me more fluidity in the gameplay. Next up is display visual feedback, and this one is also something a lot of people don't know about, and I did explain that in my previous settings video, and this setting should be turned on as well.